Okay guys, I got a piece of dogwood here we're going to play around with some. I got this out of my brother's yard. He was good enough to bring it to me. This dogwood had died standing up. I talked him into leaving it standing for about 6 months, and this is a good coloring we got out of it. I rounded it out, and I've got a tenon cut in it so I can grab it in the chuck. And I got some epoxy filling in some of the holes in it. Now we're going to stick it on a lathe and see what we can come up with. Just in case you're wondering though. Okay, now one thing y'all may notice about me different than a lot of the things you see people doing woodworking with is the tools. I don't have a big fancy lathe like a lot of the guys do. I don't do this for a living. I actually got me a job for a living, so when I started playing around, I just went out, I found a used Harbor Freight lathe, and that's what I use, and you know what? It works pretty good. You got to make some adjustments here and there, but you work with what you got. You don't have to be big and fancy to be able to make quality products. Oh. All right, here we go. We working it out, working it out. Yeah. Now get back out of there. Well, it fits. That's gonna be pretty nice. Pretty nice. Alright, let's see if we can't get it back off of there now. Okay. Now what I wiped it off with there is denatured alcohol. That way it dries out. You ain't pulling in a bunch of moisture. It'll be ready to finish whenever I get up to my little room, my little finishing room. That's gonna be nice. Gonna have a lot of character in it. All right, I'll meet y'all up there and we'll put some poly on it probably. All right. Alright, now here in the finishing room, we're going to put some poly on here. I got one of these little tools here. Pretty nifty. Got it just to fit my chuck on there. And that gives me a portable lathe. That way I can finish this. Get my poly. Used it in a while. Stirred, not shaken. And I get these little foam brushes on Amazon for little to nothing. I like that because they're cheap. You can use them, throw them away, ain't got to clean them. And I buy them by the 50 pack, I think is what it is. This first coat's gonna go on pretty liberal. There's gonna be a lot of it on there because that wood's dry. It's gonna soak it in real good. Once it soaks all in, I get a couple more coats on it and give it a good sanding and for that final coat. But as long as it's soaking it up, I'm going to put one coat on, wait a few hours, and put another one on until it gets done soaking everything up, because it'll adhere to it well. And you ain't nothing neat about it putting on that first coat. You just trying to get everything daubed and soaked in, especially all in small holes. Yeah, there's so many of them finishes out there to use, but this is so easy to use and get a good luster. It just takes several coats, but anytime you're dealing with extremely dry wood or pecky wood, it's going to be that way. See, it's already soaked it in good. And you got finished putting on the first coat, and it soaked all that stuff in. Y'all probably can't see that down there. Alright. Once that cures, I'll work on getting a couple more coats on there. Alright guys, I got a situation going on here. You notice I've dropped it. I had about 4 coats on it. Did a light sanding, was fixing to put the last coat on, and guess what? I dropped it on the concrete floor. So now I get to turn it, modify it, clean it up, and see if I can't get a good finish on it. Let's see if I can get the light on here. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, one thing I've learned after quite a few mess ups, it's a lot easier turning this stuff than it is finishing this stuff. So if you find you a good way to finish and get you the shine and the finish and the long lasting durability you want, it's a good thing. I'm gonna take this now. We're gonna go back to my finishing room. I'll put a coat on it and see what it looks like. Alright, I got my finish done on it. I love the way that polyurethane finishes. I've had people ask me to sign them and write what type of wood it is on the bottom, so I just got a habit of doing that with everything I make. And you have the brass in the middle for the small candlesticks, which I really like, because you can do that one, or you can do that one. Alright, we got another project down in the books. So this is out of dogwood. So just leave me a comment, give me a like, subscribe to my channel. If you got any questions, just let me know. I'll answer what I can. Another project down. See you on the next one.